Hey everybody, today we are making 3 dishes from Taco Bell featuring their signature potatoes. First is the cheesy Fiesta potatoes, then the spicy potato taco, and last but not least, the Beefy Potato-Rito. All vegan, of course. And yes, I'll be eating all of these and doing a taste test at the end, so stick around for that. But first, we gotta make some nacho cheese, the creamy jalapeno sauce, and some seasoned ground beef. But of course, we gotta make the potatoes. So, let's start off with about 4 pounds of russets. We're gonna wash and peel them. You can of course leave the skins on if you wish and skip this step. If you do peel them, make sure to wash off all the potato funk and then dry them off. Next, we need to dice our potatoes, and this is just the way I do it, so if you have your own method, by all means go with that. But I'm gonna slice off a bit on each 4 sides so that it lays flat. And then for the ends, we just need to slice off the little nubbins, and you can totally just quarter them if you don't mind all of your potatoes not being perfect cubes. And after that, our potato should look roughly like a rectangle, like so. Now, depending on how big your potatoes are, you'll have to make a decision how many times to slice it, but for these, I slice them first into thirds, and then in half. And now we've created some thick cut fries, essentially. And all we gotta do now is cube them up, like so. And we should be left with a bunch of little potato cubes like this. And now that we've got our potatoes cubed up, let's cover them in some water to wash off more of that potato funk. And in the meantime, let's put together a quick seasoning that we'll use on the potatoes as well as our ground beef later. So let's start with 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and when I say chili powder, I mean this stuff, which is really just a spice blend. I don't mean chili powder like this cayenne pepper. That would make this really spicy and not all that flavorful, so make sure you use the right stuff. Next is a tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of garlic powder, heaping tablespoon of smoked paprika, half teaspoon of cayenne, 1 teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of MSG, and give that a mix, and then realize you forgot to add 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. So we'll mix that up for reals until it looks something like that. Now, of course, you could use some store-bought taco seasoning like this, nothing wrong with that, but I wanted to do a taste test to see if homemade was worth the effort, so I tried theirs versus mine, and while mine had a lot more flavor, heat, and smokiness, theirs had more zip from the citric acid, but that's okay, we'll be using our good friends lime and jalapeno brine on our ground beef. So our taco seasoning is done. Let's drain our potatoes, and then we'll need to dry them off once more. And get a large bowl or one of these things that I got at the chef supply store. Add 1 cup of flour and 2 to 3 tablespoons of taco seasoning. I recommend going a bit heavy-handed with it, so 3 tablespoons is my preference. And then add in your potatoes and give them a good shaking and a dredging until they look like that. And then next we'll get a wide skillet and fill it with about 1 inch or so of neutral oil like peanut, vegetable, or canola. And yes, you can air fry these. I found that spraying them with a little oil and air frying at 400 degrees Fahrenheit in 5-minute increments, flipping and spraying in between until golden brown was fine, but not nearly as good as deep frying them, which really is not a surprise. So once our oil is heated up to around 375 degrees Fahrenheit, we're gonna add in our potatoes in batches, making sure not to crowd the pan. And you're gonna stir them around every now and then until they are golden brown, like so. And then we're gonna rest them on a wire rack and salt immediately. Don't skip this step, Buster, unless you like unsalted potatoes. Now onto the cheese sauce. At first I made this with my usual cheese sauce, but it came out a bit thinner than I would have liked. So I added an extra ingredient to give it a bit more thickness. And for this cheese sauce, this is all you need: some vegan cheese, sodium citrate, tapioca starch, and pickled jalapeno brine. I'll leave links for the sodium citrate in the description. So first we'll dissolve half a teaspoon of sodium citrate in 4 ounces of boiling water. You can also skip the sodium citrate altogether, but your cheese sauce might not be as smooth and velvety as the one I made. After that, we'll add in our vegan cheese along with 1 tablespoon of tapioca starch. And then we'll simply whisk until the cheese is melted and looking quite lovely. And at this point, I realized I forgot the jalapeno brine, so I added in 1 tablespoon of that. Add more in if you like. Also add in more tapioca starch if your cheese isn't thick enough. But once you got something that looks like that, you should be good to go. So for the cheesy Fiesta potatoes, all we gotta do is get a bowl of our potatoes and then cascade a cheese waterfall over them, and let's see the texture on that cheese sauce. Not too shabby. And of course, give it a dollop of some vegan sour cream. And now, onto the spicy potato taco. And for this, we just gotta whip up some creamy jalapeno sauce, and this stuff was ridiculously good. In fact, it might be my favorite thing in this video, so you definitely gotta make it. We'll start with a cup of vegan mayo, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of the brine from a jar of pickled jalapenos, the juice of half a lime. Use left if you don't like things too zippy, but for me, this was the right level of zippiness. And after that, we'll do 1 tablespoon of diced chipotles in adobo, and then I'm gonna throw in about 12 of these pickled jalapeno slices. Blend that up. As always, taste for seasoning, and then bask in the glory of the sauce you just created for a moment. And to make the taco, heat up a tortilla in your preferred style, add a healthy amount of potatoes, a good size drizzling of that amazing sauce you just made, some shredded lettuce for health, of course, and then a nice sprinkling of freshly grated vegan cheddar, and there you go, a spicy potato taco we can dig in as soon as we whip up this Beefy Potato-Rito. So for this, we just gotta make some taco seasoned vegan ground beef. So get a pound of your favorite plant-based meat, add it to a skillet over medium heat, break it up as best you can, and let it sit undisturbed for 4 or 5 minutes. You're gonna stir that around, and you really just need to let this cook down until it's nice and browned. Next, we'll add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of our taco seasoning, and I recommend, again, going heavy-handed with the seasoning, but that's just me. For some added zip, we'll squeeze in the juice of 1 lime, but like I said before, use less if you wish. Then 2 tablespoons of the pickled jalapeno brine, and lastly, about a half cup of water. Then we just gotta reduce that down and let those liquids and spices mingle. And once it looks something like that, you're done and ready to assemble. So get a burrito-sized tortilla, warm it up, add a good amount of your potatoes, your seasoned ground beef, some of that amazing creamy jalapeno sauce, a healthy slathering of that cheese sauce, and then roll it up as best you can, which is hopefully better than me. And now we can finally eat, so let's start off with the cheesy Fiesta potatoes.
I mean, it's cheese and potatoes. You really can't go wrong with that. I've never had this, the actual version from Taco Bell, but this is better than anything I've had from Taco Bell. So I'm assuming that it's better than theirs as well. I know I shouldn't eat all of this because I still gotta eat a taco and a burrito. Oh, you know what? Here, one more bite. What do you think? One more bite. All right, one more bite. All right, let's do the taco. Now again, never had the original Taco Bell one. I would put a decent amount of money that mine's better. It's just, it's like a flavor powerhouse. One more bite. All right, let's make a burrito.